for me to enjoy some thoughtful music. Nice and slow and easy for the night. Well, I have my slushy here, or Slurpee. Been a pretty busy day. Very busy and hectic. So why not enjoy a nice mellowing tune to start off the stream with, especially one that might be rage-inducing to a few and upsetting for some of the topics that we'll be covering tonight. But as is, I do need to offer clarification about the chat policies. Well, the chat policy difference between when I'm doing my normal live streams on strategic on Bunny Boots Inc. and when I'm doing the cooperative podcast live stream with Mike Bluehair. And yes, I will sort of give a brief recap of what happened. Shadowboxer, we did have Felipe Hemming on. And he got quite upset about the comments, people that were commenting on during the live stream on my side of the things. And my general philosophy with live stream chat, well, with pretty much all of my platforms, you're allowed to go ahead and comment your opinion however you want, as long as it doesn't violate that platform's terms of service issues. And will I be, and depending on that, the severity of the issue, I might be forced to moderate that specific comment on that issue. That's just how it is. I'm sort of with Twitch, they're stricter with their enforcement. You can't have harassing comments and all that stuff. It's a big issue on that part. And I don't think my chat's working properly. Hold on real fast. I see chats popping up on other things, but is that coming from where? Hello, hopefully. Okay, of course. Okay, so a relevant cat is commenting, but it's not showing up in the other box. Why is that? What is going on here? I'm having something happening here that's a little bit throwing me off because I see it on OBS, but I'm not seeing it on the one I popped out here. Let's see here. Let me see if I can fix this here. And I'm. This is really strange. Hold on. Because I'm seeing two different things, and I don't think the chat window I had popped up is not working properly. Okay. I'll just put this here. Having some weird technical issues that's causing me to scratch my head here. Because, as I said, the chat box that's shown in OBS is showing. Likewise, BBI, I'm only showing. Yeah. Well, the thing is it's supposed to show everybody else's chat too, because I see a relevant cat. Are you on Twitch? Or no? Okay, you must be on Periscope. Okay. So that's probably why I'm sort of scratching my head. I forgot I don't have Periscope open for. Let's see here. Usually, because I don't usually have people show up on Periscope. And so, let me see here, view profiles. Are you talking on... So, oops, that's... Here, mute that real fast. Okay, okay, yeah, you're on Periscope. Okay, so now I figured out where you're coming from. But for some reason, the chat box I had open up, it's, not showing it. So I gotta do something with Streamlabs here. It's gonna become my, thing here. But, yeah. Okay, so you're on Periscope. Yeah, I see you now. But, yeah, pretty much he started, freaking out about the comments and criticisms and all that stuff and name calling and all that stuff that was happening on the YouTube chat. And Mike Bluehair made the call to shut down the chat. Now, he's also not technically able to understand what that is, how that's supposed to work. And so his chat technically didn't get shut down either. And I talked with him afterwards and educated him on that because his ignorance was at play on that specific issue, and told him that when it comes to the chats, the policy is if he makes the call to shut down a chat, he has to shut down his chat just like I do. And I also informed him the Twitch and Mixer chats and the Periscope chats I can't shut down. That's how it is. So yeah, I see over on the Periscope thing. So yeah, cool. As I said, I haven't had too many people mess with the whole the Periscope thing, the Twitter. So I get to have some fun with that tonight. So thanks, Irrelevant Cat, for helping me test that feature out. As is, my streams are on 4 platforms. You guys are all, I've mentioned this many times: Mixer, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. And with Periscope, you're able, anytime I put out a live stream, it'll automatically advertise that on the Twitter account, and so you can actually watch from there. But yeah, Mike Bluehair made the call to shut down the thing. And as the chats, and as is my policy, the chats, at least on my side, is unmoderated, with the exception of terms of service violations and stuff like that. In which case, then I'll be forced to deal with those specific comments. But if Mike Bluehair, because it's a cooperative kind of thing, if he wants to make the call to shut down the chats, we'll shut down the chat rooms, the chats, at least on the platforms where I'm able to make that setting. And it will also be cut from the feed that you see in the chat, like what I have on the right-hand side here. I mean, yeah, the right-hand side of your screen will also disappear off the screen, because I can't do the same thing with Twitter, Mixer, and Periscope. But as is, if I am doing my own live streams, if I am doing the live, and even if I have a guest, they're gonna have to understand that those live streams will be have an unmoderated chat for the most part. I prefer to have people speak their opinion, even if they're bad against me and all that stuff. Go ahead and voice it. I sort of enjoy the back and forth. I mean, even if you guys start getting in an argument and all that stuff, oh well, that's on those people. Shadowboxer, do whatever one suits you best for the platform wise. If you want to do Twitch, do Twitch. If you want to do Mixer, Periscope, or one of the others, do that. Though I do need a little bit more help on the Twitch side of things, because I am still trying to set up get an offer on the affiliates program on Twitch to see if that is going to be a viable option for activists. And if Twitch might be something that we can do for a backup kind of thing, that it'd be maybe a possibility. I heard that there's a little bit better money with Twitch because of the subscriber kind of thing. But keep in mind that a majority of the revenue that you're going to get starting out with Twitch is the affiliate program. You don't get advertising money from the commercial ads. You only get it from like the chits and the subscribers, where someone pays to subscribe. So if you got like an Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscriber kind of thing. In which case, that is like a free $2.50 to whoever activist that you want to support, or any Twitch person. Twitch I probably won't, because it doesn't make them enough money. Well, as I said, I gotta look it over. Now, I'm gonna give Twitch a possible test run. It depends on how that contract is worded, that they offer, and as maybe we'll be able to diversify. As I said, I'm looking at other avenues of revenue, and I'm trying to offer that information out there to people that are involved to help gather extra revenue means to keep on the road, keep going, or to deal with the legal fights that they got built up. I mean, I got 2 issues I'm dealing with. Springfield, obviously, and of course the U.S. Marshals. That's 2 potential court cases. Well, 1 that's definitely a court case on the criminal side of things. Can't say what's going to happen afterwards. It depends on how Springfield is, but we'll get to them a little bit later on here. But as is, when it comes down to it, I mean, look at News Now Houston. He's got several court battles that he's got to deal with. Especially with the whole Border Patrol thing, El Paso with the FBI office, the stuff he's got going on in Louisiana. yeah, he's got quite a bit going on, and he's still out there trucking and all that stuff. I am surprised he's able to keep it going. Maybe it's because he's got one hell of an audience that supports him. He's got the numbers that help him out. It's probably a mixture of all that stuff. And the thing is when you get higher up there in size and all that stuff, you get better deals with the ad rates. You start making more and all that stuff because you become a prime target area. As long as you're within the monetary terms of service things on YouTube, which is a whole different battle on itself. But, I mean, that's also where your guys' help come in with, like, when we have the merchandise or we do the donation drives. Like, okay, the donation drive I did to get myself going with the camera and all that stuff and get the phone, that was all due to your help. That was your direct support that helped me get going again. We could have last night's Saturday Night Bar Hop, which was quite interesting. We had some fans show up. And then we got this Saturday, there was enough leftover money because I didn't get enough money spent on the beer money that you guys threw at me. That St. Patrick's Day, I plan on going out a little bit earlier. Not to mention with this new phone, it actually I can hook it up to the battery and it will not drain, well, the external battery, and it will not drain faster than the battery can charge on board for live streaming. And it's in better quality. So, well, the other one that was on you guys, this one's actually on me. I used my CCL money that I was putting to the side for getting a CCL license. That's sort of out of the picture right now with the criminal case going on. So as I switched over to service for a better system setup and all that. You guys probably saw that on YouTube. Twitch probably won't because it doesn't. Yeah, well, as is, Twitch is a whole different issue there. Are you going to post the stream? Yes. Let me double check earlier stream. It is available on Twitch. Twitch and all the other platforms, it's already ready to go. YouTube, on the other hand, for whatever reason, just does not like the strategic non-compliance. Actually, what do you know? It finished finished processing, so I will go ahead and at least get that up in public for you guys right now. So give me a second here. And, oh, actually, I'll pick that thumbnail, save that change, and set that, save that, and I'll finish fixing that up with all the proper end cards and all that stuff afterwards. So that is up on YouTube, but on Twitch, Periscope, and what is it? Mixer. The archive is still there if you want to go watch it on that. So that is all for you guys. Also keep in mind, if you guys want to join in a little bit later on Discord, I'll probably pull a few people in and we can have some fun conversations and stuff like that. Let's see. So there we go on that issue. But yeah, it's as is. That is my general policy. Pretty much the shutdown of the chat. That's Mike Bluehair's call because he's the guy that pulls in the guests. If the guest just starts going off and gets really upset about that stuff, he'll make the call about shutting down the chat, and I'll go ahead and do that. But he's got to also make sure he does that on his side. I've educated him on that matter, so on how to do that on the technical side of things. Pretty warm in here. It's turning into soda before I have a chance to really drink from it. But I love these things. Straight up sugar. This is what's keeping me going right now. Caffeine doesn't really work, but high sugar does. But yeah, I figured I'd sit down and clarify that with you guys on that issue. And I gotta sit down and have a talk with Felipe specifically on that because there's misunderstandings obviously from his side of things, and it's nothing new to me. He's how should I put it? We have a working relationship. We're not like buddy friends or anything like that, but he sort of has a misconception about how I do my chat and comments and all that stuff and what it means. And I will be sitting down and clarifying that with him a little bit later on that entire issue. But, moving on to other fun things, I'm pretty sure you guys want to know more about Springfield, don't you? What'd they get in trouble for? What kind of shit did they stir up this time? And, it'll be quite fun. Oh, and besides that, We were listening to Adrift in My Own Thoughts, or make sure that's still grabbing from the right spot. Yeah. So that is by TechnoAxe. Royalty-free music for your videos and all that stuff. Make sure you get proper attribution. I occasionally forget, but most of the time I'm pulling from TechnoAxe. There's a few other people I'll pull from, but I'll try to make sure to give proper attributions on that. Yep. Springfield put themselves in the news again. And this article is from KEZI. 2 Springfield Police Department employees are being investigated following controversial Facebook post. Recently, inappropriate comments were posted on Springfield Police Department's Facebook page, and they were said to be from Chief Rick Lewis. A concerned citizen emailed the city and brought it to their attention, sparking an investigation. City spokesperson Neil Loddett said the comments were not made by Chief Lewis. He said the chief doesn't use Facebook. Loddett said the comments were made by Springfield Police Department employees. Those employees are now being investigated. He said the police department takes their role in the community very seriously and wants to reassure community members that they will be looked into further. The comments have since been deleted. Now, that's quite interesting. They went into the comments section and started going after the people that were in the comments. And according to this article, the comments have been since deleted, and that is true. What am I using to broadcast? I am using OBS combined, which is short for Open Broadcast Software, and it's combined with Restream.io to split up, to send split the stream up and send it out to 4 different platforms. So that is the system I'm using, and I gave a brief overview on how Restream.io works with the Streamlabs application, or Streamlabs tutorial for Android devices. So if you're interested in pulling something similar off, check out the second part of the Streamlabs tutorial on that part. There are tons of tutorials on OBS itself. Hopefully pissed off taxpayer will look those up and get it figured out. I think it's just called OBS now. I use both the studio and regular mode within it, but it would probably be OBS Studio is the one I use. In fact, actually, let's take a quick look before we continue on. OBS here, obsproject.com. This is where you get it, and yeah, it's Studio that you download here. So, but yeah, this is a great thing to use. BBI, please give me a time to change. Can you just like message me your number again or something like that on Facebook? And I'll give you a call back or whatever when I have a chance, because as is having my phone taken away has sort of disorganized me on a few things on the numbers I have sort of saved. Don't worry, the phone is encrypted. Oh, and before I forget, when I got this phone from Metro PCS, I thought, oh, I was going to have to go through the whole encryption process. It's already pre-encrypted. The base storage memory on this phone is pre-encrypted. All I had to do was put in a pin, and voila. That is awesome right there. What is the video title where Bunny Boots started? That one I'm trying to remember. It was like my 1,000 subscriber reward video. I'll play that a little bit later on. How about that? I'll play that a little bit later. Just remind me. But getting back on track here. But someone was kind enough, according to this, California Sunsets, to screen capture and make available, well, the screen capture the comments, so this way we can have a look at them. Let's see here. And so, oh wait, I gotta fix this here. No? Screw it, I'll just turn shields off. Oh, I guess that's the biggest they're gonna get it. Oh well. But anyway, as is, we'll read this off. This person originally opened up with the JB Michaels, or Michelle's. This is very professional organization with officers that are dedicated to their community. Every time I have spoken with an officer or employee, I am always greeted with a smile and a high level of confidence and knowledge. I was always happy to have this agency protecting my family and friends? Well, someone by the name of Keith Golden, which I'm pretty sure most of us have already figured out who it is. Hold a camera and invoke your rights. You might have a different outcome. And then the person, the account named R.A. Louis, how about you try not to break the law, and if contacted by the police, because you intentionally provoking a police response, you act like a person instead of a filming rectum, then I bet you your encounter in non-eventful, but that scenario wouldn't fit your agenda very well, would it? And I'm gonna have fun trying to pronounce everything properly because the grammar is all over the place. Let's see here. Let's see. Next one. This next comment by Kimberly Elizabeth Warner. There is a thug tyranny problem at Springfield Police Department. Your officers make up lies about receiving complaints that you never actually received. Then your cops put their hands on a private citizen who happens to be a veteran of war and a journalist filming in a public place. They make up a charge, then act like Gestapo Nazis, when in reality police are supposed to protect and serve while observing constitutional and civil rights. So needless to say, they failed this audit miserably. I know I'll be contacting the State Attorney General Office and the local FBI for civil rights violations. I hope for your sakes you handle this, because this is one will not just go away into the wild blue yonder. You guys messed up in a very big way to the wrong people. Henry Watkins. Kimberly Elizabeth Warner. Well stated. I should probably be yelling it, but with the explanation part. But I think the way I said it was a lot better. R.A. Louis. Kimberly, you're an idiot. Do you even live near Springfield? Henry Watkins, you're dumb too. And they get worse. They get worse. Okay. Jordan Nutt. Interesting last name. Photography is not a crime. Tell cops to stop arresting people for no reason just because they aren't getting info like they want. Guy that arrests people like they are more fit for a mob or tyrannical government like North Korea or Nazi Germany. Because of the senseless action by a cop who didn't even give his name is now going to cost the citizens of Oregon a lot of money. R.A. Louis. Oh my god! So stupid! That's not what happened, you village idiots! Now we're starting to see. Yeah, and Jordan Nutt had a reply to that one, but we don't have that obviously available to us because it wasn't made fully available. But I'm guessing this is from further down. Let's see here. So Nell Humphreys, you're saying Constitution is not worth standing up for? If so, get the fuck out of this country and go to a country without freedoms worth fighting for. Follow up. This is the end of the debate. Your hatred for freedom and liberty apparent. From here on out, your words fall on deaf ears and you'll be ignored. Okay, now here comes another. Well, here's R.A. Louis, the pop in. Suffocating, we T dead can't communicate with those that are so ignorant. Do some research for Christ's sake. Picking something real to be passionate about. The lack of founding for mental health, corruption in democracy, the Democratic Party, or the theft of common persons' funds hidden in tax to fund socialism. But please, for the love of all that is holy, do some research first. I'm starting to see some political motivations here too. Interesting. Maybe just from that comment, we might be able to, from the posters, we can glean the posters' political leanings just from this. Let's see here. Now, let me check to make sure I'm not missing anything new. Oh, Mr. Nutt. Yeah, Mr. Nutt. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep an eye on this on the corner here. because for whatever reason, the chat box I have up on the side is not showing the Periscope feed, but my OBS is pulling it just fine, so I have no idea. Well, wait, let me double check. I think I have the... Yeah. Oh well. So we'll continue that. R.A. Louis. How about you just try not to break the law? And if contacted by police because you're intentionally provoking a police response, you act like a person instead of a flaming rectum. Then I bet your encounter non-eventful. But the scenario wouldn't fit your agenda very well, would it? Keith Golden responds, R.A. Louis, newsflash. Recording in public is not against the law. Invoking your right is not against the law. Will you apologize when charges are dropped, as they always are when they realize they arrested someone for illegal activity? Myself and Bunny, among others, have been arrested for this in the past. Charges are always thrown out. Opinions and your feels do not trump the law. R.A. Louis. Why would I apologize for anything? Bottom line, your man went looking for trouble, and this time he broke the law. Tell us, how many times did he go out and have to keep stepping up the game before he got hooked? The fact that some judge or attorney dumps it later means zero. Cop baiting is ridiculous, especially when the cops did it right. Huh. Boy, boy, oh boy. Alright, Louis, you're really on the roll there. The fact that a judge or attorney dumps it means later means zero. No, it does mean something. It means there's probably something wrong with the case, if it's not a slam dunk case. This is not a slam dunk case. In fact, well, it's a slam dunk for me. Literally, the trespass issue. I was never told I was trespassed from that location. Never crossed a no trespassing sign boundary. So that doesn't work. And my actions before the arrest doesn't even match the 4 required, well, one of those 4 required words. Actually, I think it's, you need 2 out of those 4 required words to be even legal. 2 of 4. But we'll, of course, leave that up to the judges. Keith Golden comes back. I am my own man, but we are both Army combat vets and film in public. We also have a lot of experience and are well versed in the law. Think what you want, but the charges will be dropped. Baiting cops. Is that illegal? Seems to work for cops when they do it. In this case, it exposes cops and the way they handle people who invoke their rights. Oh, the horror! I hope I'm doing this, giving you a good dramatic reading of all this stuff. R.A. Louis. Your combat veteran service, while admirable then, means little when you come back and attempt to dismantle the foundations of what most of us consider a good society. I pity you that you think so little of those doing this country daily service when you look and to tout your own. Fact of the matter is, just like most military, most police are great folks doing a tough job. And then you folks come along. And you're not the only veterans. Oh, veteran. Some just don't choose to use it to further agenda. Knowing your rights is great. Using your rights for your own personal agenda is pathetic. How are you different from the snowflakes and Antifa again? Last time I checked, I don't necessarily get along with Antifa. I'm a centrist. Antifa doesn't like centrists. In fact, they don't like anybody that's right of socialism. Oh yeah, I love the flaming rectum comment. I actually sort of got a chuckle out of that one. I mean, you could be a little bit better with that. A flaming asshole, flamboyant cake. I don't know. There's more ways to put it eloquently. But I mean, if you look at the grammar, improper use of your. For you are, come on, you, comma, yeah, comma, R, or not comma, apostrophe R, or, R-E. Let's see here. Now, let's see, Bruce Rifleman. So you arrest and jail a photographer for exercising his constitutional rights. Pretty stupid thing to do, as he was live streaming when the event happened. Looks like the tyrant police force will be paying a settlement for civil rights violation when all's said and done. This PD is nothing but thugs with guns. Shameful. R.A. Louis comes and comments, "What's shameful is that even as dumb as you are, you have not slammed your own fingers in the doors enough to prevent you from typing stupidity at random." At least that's a little bit creative. I mean, on that part, I gotta give credits for creativity. Happy Pi Day 30th anniversary. Is today Pi Day? Was first is it? I'm about to look that up. Dang it! That means I could have probably got discounted. You're right. Today is Pi Day. They had that at Sizzle Pie. Ah. Oh, maybe I'll make a run downtown to go get pie or something like that. Sizzle Pie pizza. What is law baiting under? Either fish illegally bites or not? That is a good one. They get the Dr. Odom or Dr. Odom. Let me see here. Oh no, that was Dr. Drone. Yeah, that is a good one. Pi Day is the BD birthday. Oh, that's cool. Anyway, let's go ahead. Robert Fowler. Really, respect is earned. The only thing they earned was the hate. When police break the law, they are the drags of society. R.A. Louis. Funny, since the only one breaking the law was a freak who calls himself Bunny and films little kids. You're doing great, Scooter. R.A. Louis. It's your. You are or your. That's a great slam right there. Einstein's birthday too. Oh, that's cool. In a way, it sort of sucks though, because we just lost Stephen Hawking actually last night too, or yesterday. If it could have lasted one more day, he could have been a little bit more epic and going out on the Pi Day. But it sucks we lost a really great genius. I mean, he helped improve our understanding of the universe so much more. And it'll be interesting to see the people that end up stepping up and taking that spot. Love Sachet. Let's see if anybody's popped into the voice thing. No. Hey, remember, if you guys want to be able to participate, I'll pull, audience from on Discord there if you guys want to hop in and chat with me for a little bit on this live stream or whatnot. Discord link is, of course, in the bottom. Oh, I have no idea. So he dies in Cambridge, England. It was Pi Day. I guess when he passed. Okay, so great man. Stephen Hawking, you're just a little bit more epic. You went out on Pi Day. All right, here. R.A. Louis gave a 5-star rating. Springfield Police Department is top-notch agency. Disgusts me that all of these keyboard warriors who don't even live here hide behind their screens and trash talk for an anti-police agenda. Grow up and take your meds that the very government you hate likely supplies. Well, the thing is this person here, he gets out from behind the keyboard. Not so often as of late, but yeah, he does get out from behind that keyboard. He gets out there and films. Charlie Dog. BBI outreach at gmail.com. It's in the About section on my channel. It's been there publicly available for about 6 months. Might longer than 6 months, actually. So you'll be able to hit that up. And then I'll toss you the other email or whatever that I use to communicate. I got multiple stuff. OBS, when you do the separate instruction demonstration videos. I have done an OBS instruction video in the past, though that was on a laptop with some shitty ass stuff. I have to redo it. In fact, because they've updated OBS. And so I think I'll redo the instructions at some point later, because they have new advancements. And also, Streamlabs has made a version, their own version of OBS, which is actually a little bit easier to use. It doesn't have all the features that OBS uses, but Slobs is fairly decent in its own right. In fact, actually, some of the whole little chat box kind of thing that I got set up with the little outline and the starting soon and all that stuff, I got that from Slobs there. But yeah, I'll try to set that up, Dr. Drone. Another review by Todd Bates. I am frankly shocked by the behavior of the department and its officers. The thin blue line will become quite evident as this plays out, and the department attempts to defend the actions of the tyrannical officers. The next time an officer is shot and killed in this country, look no further than this video as to the reason why and the frequency of cops' deaths is going up. Quite an interesting statement, but I don't necessarily think bad cops are really going to cause major increase. They will cause more hatred. I could see maybe 1 or 2 more cops per year, maybe 3 at most. Deaths might be attributed to this kind of bad perception from bad cops. But that's just my opinion on that. We'd have to wait and really add up the facts for each year and all kind of thing. And literally, that's a lot of research and time to invest in something like that. Something, unfortunately, I don't have to invest in pulling the numbers and looking up each individual attributed kind of thing, death, when it comes to targeted attacks on cops and stuff. Let's see here. Edward Froelich. Actually, there are less cops being shot or murdered on the duty. There are more cops dying on duty because they cannot drive safely. That's actually sort of true. We proved that actually with the debate between, well, the argument between me and Weebs there, where she pulled up the information and it showed that there was more cops dying in traffic accidents than in targeted attacks. Let's see here. R.A. Louis, you folks are flat out stupid. What research have you done to back your blather? Not to Edward, because I think he's actually right. Well, actually sort of agrees that Edward's actually right on that one. Because they keep crashing. Yeah, I mean, technology is all that stuff. And this is the R.A. Louis account. Obviously, it was thrown together real quick or something like that. And, of course, this is just some quick screen grabs saying, hey, here's our the chief of police for Springfield here. But chances are, maybe one of the other cops threw this together, not realizing it was going to look worse on the department. It's unprofessional, imitating the police chief, especially with such poor grammar. But as is, two SPD employees are under investigation for inappropriate comments on Facebook, possibly impersonating the police chief. It's hard to say what. Chances are that probably won't be released to the public at all, even through a public records request. I have still got to sit down and read the public records laws for the state of Oregon and see how those apply and see if maybe you might be able to get that information. But usually discipline records are sealed unless there's a court investigation being involved in that stuff. And I don't know if they have something similar to California with the Police Officers' Bill of Rights, which in earlier was it live stream on strategic non-compliance, Felipe Hemming actually commented specifically how the request for public record, well, for police officers' records has to go underneath a different motion because Brady v. Maryland apparently somehow, well, is overruled on that issue, which is really strange how that works on all of that. But, I mean, quite interesting on that fun stuff. So what do you guys think? And I think the delay is quite short, maybe about 60 seconds. Hopefully not more than that. It's usually longer with the cell phone traffic, though it was way faster today. Someone was saying it was 45 seconds delay on the cell phones, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. So, I mean, the service switchover did a good thing in that regard. So what do you guys think? Is there anything else we need to cover, talk about? Do I need to sit down and just play a video game or something like that? And it looks like no one's hopped in over on Discord, so I can't drag them in, and we could have that chat going on. Purchase SP Motion and Kali. Yeah, I think you're correct on that, Marco. That it's called a purchase or Parsis or something like that. More embarrassment upon the department. Yeah, as is. This happened though, like last weekend. It's the same weekend that the whole PR thing happened. I'm not exactly sure if they caused. I think they realized they need to shut their mouths and quit causing problems until the court case is dealt with. So it's just they need to wisen up on the entire issue. Hello. But yeah, it's just quite interesting with all that stuff going on and how they kept messing up, but they haven't caused anything new. But how about this? I'll open up questions from the audience. Do you have anything for? Oh wait, that's right. Someone wanted to see the video of me. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong tab, so let me back that into that spot. They wanted to see the video specifically with the lady screeching about the bunny boots and all that stuff. I will go ahead and play that again. It'll of course be done from YouTube, so you'll have to give me a second here. Let's see here where the intro came from. Is this the right one? Looks like I have the right one. Yes, here it is. So I will go ahead and bring that up here. Studio mode. Okay, make sure that's transition that. We'll pull that up real fast, so this way you guys can have fun watching that enjoyment of funny once more. For those that, well, for those of you who've seen it before. Well, while the commercial plays out, because I can't skip it with Brave. It disables the ad skip, so I can't skip the ads. So YouTube, don't punish me for this part. It's just because the browser, I can't skip the ad. They haven't punished me since, God, that was like 2010 when I started screwing around with AdSense stuff on a gaming channel. That they punished me for looking at ads and took away the AdSense. I'm like, what do you mean? We weren't intentionally looking at our own ads, and if anything, we're skipping them when we could. But
you're ashamed of yourself, and you have every reason out. You have bunny boots on.
Here it comes.
And you have every right to make sorry. One thing for me, I hope you're ashamed of yourself. You should be. It's 70 degrees out. You have bunny boots on for crying out.
I was supposed to be up here camping because, thank goodness, the charity of people around me, I was able to stay in a hotel because I don't have the money to attend every single meeting. But because the charity of other people,
I don't have the money to be coming to these things to get business done. And anybody in their right
look at June meeting. Look what happened there. We were supposed to finish the convention, and that got shot down.
Did you show up? I didn't have any money to come here. I'm a private business owner, and it was excruciating just to come here for this time.
Same here.
Okay, but you came here to divide this party. You knew darn well something like that was going to be disruptive.
I'm holding the people accountable.
Well, it's my opinion, and I am entitled to say that. Anybody in their right mind, when we're strategizing to elect representatives in our Senate and our legislature, nobody in their right mind will straighten that out. So
come to me and work out a deal. All I ask is if you have a problem, come up, make suggestions. We can work something out. But the problem is you guys won't do that.
Before this meeting, according to Ellis, and asked you not to bring
Well,
that
I had a private and I've told them
Well, I'm going to be clear about this. Our party is just crumbling. I want to get business done, move forward. I want to elect a president who will move us forward. And I believe that we have to be united on the one that is our nominee right now. And that would be Mitt Romney.
I understand that.
No, but we can't move forward as long as we got cameras like that out there live streaming it.
That is
well, that's your
incorrect.
opinion.
No, did you? I don't know if you guys heard that. We can't move forward when we have cameras like that out there.
Charging battery.
Yeah, that was quite the little interesting statement right there.
My opinion
Hey,
is a little bit
I
different.
offered to shut down the Ustream and work out a deal, but the thing is, no one wants to listen. And the thing is, it's up to you guys to work with me. I am completely able to work with you guys.
You know,
The problem
2 years
is,
ago.
Oh, I just noticed. Dang it! Can't really read the. Do I still have my gear? I don't have my gear that's in police custody. They have all of that stuff. I got replacement stuff to get me up and going in the meantime, so I got that going. Do you have that police card? Yes. Crap, I can't remember where I put it. After I because I was doing spring cleaning and I shuffled some stuff around, so I've got to refigure out where I put it down at. But it's set to the side. I'm planning on trying to scan that as soon as I can figure out how to link the damn scanner, network scanner, up to my computer so I can do that. And I'm gonna make help make copies. Shaz tossed that at me. I showed it on a live stream not too long ago. If anything, I might just retype it out. So, you know, let's see. Why did you choose that specifically? This? Well, okay. So this specific, why? I'm guessing you're referring to why did I choose this clip specifically to use as an intro. It's mainly to take an insult that was thrown at me and turn it into a benefit. It gave me a great sound clip. The name Bunny Boots Inc. was actually part of a larger joke, and it was used as a throwback at the Republican Party for a lot of the BS that they pulled with me, and to my district, because they didn't. I'm still a Republican, and I still participate where I can with the whole polity, the party politics stuff. But the problem is it's a pay-to-play system. I was doing this before I was trying to do political accountability kind of thing before I got thing. Do you wear a Bunny Boots test? Hold on, let me try to see if that's clear on the chat here. Answering questions here. Come on. Let's see here. Do you wear bunny boots on tests? Not quite. I might if it's really raining and it's cold or something like that. But bunny boots are very uncomfortable to wear if you're doing a lot of walking. Unless you're walking in snow. Then it's a different story. But I would love to wear them more often, but it's just too harsh on my knee for the amount of walking I usually do. And if I'm like up in Alaska doing something out in the middle of nowhere, I will wear them at that point, or when it's really cold out. I have worn them on tests in the past, so I must say this is my favorite vids of yours are the calls you made to Anchorage prosecutor. Oh yeah. I have to say, I handled myself in the conversations I had with the Anchorage prosecutor. I handled myself very well. I gave very little to no information outside of what was needed to be communicated. If you're forced to represent yourself pro se and you have to you're going to have to communicate with the prosecutor to some extent. If you're going to be requesting documents and all that stuff, there's going to be some sort of communication right there. In which case, keeping your mouth shut, except to communicate the minimum amount of information you need to be able to get what you need, is very important. That is something I express importantly. Learning the shut up is the most important part when doing this. If you're forced to represent yourself, is to know when to stop talking. A lot of people that are involved in this don't know when to stop talking. For me, I've learned through experience and all that stuff when to stop talking. I've been sort of naturally quiet and all that stuff, and beta, if you want to call it that kind of shit. I know when I need to do that. I also know when I need to shoot off my mouth too, to some extent. So, oh yeah, bunny boots are great for hunting, and all that stuff. In fact, what's funny, I actually wore the bunny boots down on the plane flight because it was it's more space saving to shove my tennis shoes in the luggage and just wear the bunny boots because of how big they are. In fact, actually, the bunny boots I own are right here. And then you can see the air valve. You know these are legit bunny boots when they have the air valve on the side. And that's what makes them so great. Is it's like neoprene rubber, and then down here it separates, and you have an air pocket. That's why they're so effective, is because they have an air pocket in here that acts as one of the best insulators for insulation. Is actually regular air. And you can sort of see, like, they got a little military number kind of thing on the back here. Who has a higher had contact to get a case drop back down to him? I'm not sure on that part. Not authentic without the valve. That is true. Yeah. Keep in mind, there is a black version of the boots, but this white version with the air valve, this is the good one. This is like -40 or colder weather kind of boot. If you find yourself out in the middle of nowhere kind of thing in a cold situation, these suckers will save your, keep your toes on your feet for the most part, or help keep your toes on your feet. As long as you can keep that blood circulating, which is also a big important thing in order to avoid frostbite that will force you to lose limbs. Keep the blood flowing as best as possible to all your limbs. Important survival tip kind of thing to know about. But let's go ahead and finish up this video here.
So we had a guy come to Skagway. I'm just going to give you the scenario, how you stand out in this particular room. For the last 60 years, we had a cross up on our mountain by a man whose wife was dying of cancer, and he prayed and said, as you reach it through, I'm going to light that cross with my estate and pay for it for eternity. Yeah. Somebody came in and it offended him.
Was it on public access?
His right. It was his right to be. It's been there 60 years. Nobody thought of it as a religious symbol, but it was his right. And we almost had...
No one thought a cross was a religious symbol. A cross is a religious symbol in itself. Some people out there just don't get it. The neurons or the things, just the wires aren't flicking the electricity across, or they're not sparking.
Rip it down. Thank goodness it was in a couple inches of the power company's right away, and he didn't win that argument. But it cost my city a ton of money to disrupt just because I don't think he was offended by that. He was just trying to make himself a little bit of a piece of the pie.
But he's not the offended one. It's the other people that are offended because they don't want the truth to be on record.
I'm sorry.
I can understand, but you have to...
right now. I wish I could put this in a better...
But, okay, you guys get a good idea of all of that stuff. Of what happened. Pretty much, I was beginning to try to bring cameras into documenting stuff and making a hard copy. Because there was all kinds of shenanigans pulled. Not just within the Alaska Republican Party back in 2012 when this took place, but also in other states. And it was well documented. In fact, actually at the national convention, there were shenanigans that were documented very well. And the whole stuff that was happening with the Democratic Party was fairly well documented from their side of things, and all the shenanigans that was pulled in that party. Corruption is pretty widespread within the two major political parties in themselves. And these cameras help expose a lot of it. Unfortunately, the camera work was pretty much cut short because the Republican Party, the following in 2014, passed new rules that stated that the only people that could record are the secretaries themselves. Otherwise, there was no further recording and all that stuff. They passed an interim rule at one of the SEC meetings, and so pretty much that cut me short in that aspect. And as is, I pretty much ran out of money and support to do it in that and keep going in that direction. And I killed pretty much my entire savings, in which case it's like, well, If I can't do that, I can do the next best thing. I'll deal with government officials directly. Because as is, I wanted to start at the ground level and work my way up. And unfortunately, I picked the wrong tree root to deal with, to treat on that issue. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll be able to work my way back in that direction and hold greater accountability on the whole political spectrum kind of thing. But I just don't have the money to do that at this point. And, I mean, I killed my savings dealing with this. I spent lots of money doing that stuff up in Alaska. Not cheap stuff. But moving back to fielding more questions and all that fun stuff. Well, thank you, Boxer, for the comment there. Yeah, as is, I've been doing... pretty much I started doing the whole accountability stuff kind of thing not long after I got in the military. I just started in a different area. Oh yeah, did you guys hear about Tim Pool getting called alt-right by by the SPLC, and apparently the SPLC ended up apologizing today? I haven't watched the live stream. I might have to listen to that later today, but he did a live stream about it. I'm just like, oh boy. I was actually, the part of the plan was Felipe was only going to be on for about an hour. Was supposed to be on for just about an hour on strategic non-compliance, and then me and Mike Bluehair were going to talk about a few other things. Obviously, that didn't happen. And one of the things I was going to talk about was Tim Pool getting called alt-right, when that guy is actually a very liberal on his political leanings, but is very neutral and tries to be as non-biased as possible with his news reporting. Great guy. If you don't know, haven't seen his channel, check it out. Go and check it out. How are you liking Oregon? You see yourself there for a while? I'm going to be here for a while. There's a lot of work to be done. And I'm in the perfect spot for doing schooling right now. I'm going to go, I got to finish dealing with putting in my paperwork over at the community college there. Get that up and started. And work my way slowly into getting a law degree. Hopefully I can get that in 10 years. So just depends on how things go on that stuff. And hopefully there won't be too many bumps in the road in that direction. It will cause a die down when I'm doing college classes. That's going to cause a die down in like activism and new video content and stuff like that, because obviously college is going to take up quite a bit of time. I got to do the studying, I got to do the writing. I know the English area because my writing sucks. I've been slowly improving upon that with all the typing and stuff like that, but if I'm not using Grammarly, oh man, it's still pretty atrocious. But I've been slowly improving on that aspect. Dang, it's mostly ice. Well, that'll keep me going for a little bit longer. But any other questions from the audience? Or does anybody want to hop on to the Discord and join me in live banter back and forth? We can talk about whatever. Because I think I can probably do maybe just about another hour kind of thing sitting in this chair before I'm going to need to hop out of it, walk around a little bit, maybe lay down. Oh, actually, I'll probably lay down and pass out because I've been going quite a bit today. Doing that bike ride and all that stuff. Oh, that reminds me. I still also got to edit and put together the truck footage from earlier today. I'm going to have to do that probably after a nap tonight or something like that. I always wonder how people are conservative who believe in smaller government usually are the same people supporting police, the largest violent arm. That, Shadowboxer, that is a good observation. That is a good observation. I want smaller government, but I want more police. Now, you would suspect that actually that would be more of a liberal side of things, more policing, more enforcement, I mean bigger government and stuff like that. But yeah, it's sort of weird. It's also similar with like military and defensive spending. We want more military and all that stuff. You figure they would want to shrink that. Now, On the conservative side, there is sort of a branching kind of thing. You got your conservatives and you got your like conservative liberal, libertarian leaning people that are on the conservative, that lean more in the direction of like the anarcho-capitalism, but they're not all the way there. It's like that halfway spot. Sorry, Boots, feeling a bit low or with Discord. Oh, that's understandable, man. It's understandable. I'm just inviting everybody else that wants to be done. Let's see. He's done. Woke me up again. I'll take a quick look at the Discord. Prowler. I keep waking up Prowler Cam with the Discord chat, man. Dude, there's ability to fix the notifications if you right click on the server. You can say I don't want to receive notifications on there. There's also streamer mode, which you can activate too for it to be like your temporary thing. If you go to trial, will you be co-canceled so you can ask your own questions of the witness cops? As I said, I got to meet up with my court-appointed attorney. I need to get a feel for it. I need to understand what their limitations are. Chances are, as is, I haven't had any correspondence with them. I have messaged, I called them, I have sent emails, but I have not been called back on that issue. Depending on the situation, I may end up getting up and doing my own question. Alright, so am I streaming? Okay, yeah, I'm back to streaming, guys. I am sorry about that. Let me fix my damn camera, too, while I'm at it. Oops, that's the wrong one. Okay, there we go. I accidentally popped up the antivirus, so let me fix the camera. Sorry, guys, computer froze again. This is what you get for tampering with the registries and then going, whoops, too much. Then going 2 years on a tampered, well, heavily tampered and edited Windows. So, there we go. That should fix that. That's good enough. Yeah. But, yeah. That's the kind of shit that does happen. Your Windows will start becoming unstable and crashing constantly. It is a pain in the ass to deal with. I did the full I do the switch profile, restart the computer before I start the broadcasting and all that stuff. Let's see, pause that. All that fun stuff. Yeah, but not much can be done about that besides doing a complete operating system wipe or redo on that stuff, which I might end up doing. I still have my like Windows backup disk or something like that. I could try to pop in there and do a repair from that. Which will be sort of fun also if I have to like do like a full-on like registry wipe and all that shit. So, and then going back in there and killing all the stuff that violates your privacy. Let me see if I got the chat back. Let's see here. The chat live stream's cutting in and out. Yeah, I should be fixed now, so that should be fixed. As I said, I do apologize on that stuff, but I can only do so much on that to fix that. Killing all the stuff that... There we go. Let's see here. But that's good. That's good. Just making sure all the live feeds are back in. And then... I guess... No, that was this morning, the Russian cowboy thing. That was when I was covering the other event. But it looks to be a pretty well dead night for right now. And it looks like the... Is the chat even working right? Hold on. Let's see. It's good there. Okay, so you commented. Okay, good. Okay, it's back up on this spot. And let me just actually... No, that's the chat box frame. Wrong one. Okay, I'm going to copy this chat. And... gonna load you up in a... Make sure that's working there. Can't hang with people who infringe. Nope, not I. Yeah, but crap. What was I going on before I cut out? I just know it froze. I looked over and I saw the picture freeze like this when I was like this or something like that when I was scratching my nose, and I'm like, wait, did the camera freeze or did the computer freeze? And I moved my mouse and it's like, nope, mouse not freezing. The entire computer froze. Yeah, okay, that's good news. As I said, I did before our live stream. I restarted the computer. It should not have been causing a problem, but it still did for whatever strange reason. And I can't really do much about it. It happens. It happens. Michigan Mister, you're gonna give me an idea for my style of video. Oh, you're perusing for ideas. It's always a good idea to talk with the other people that are involved and get their opinions and stuff like that. Finding your if you're getting involved in all this stuff, finding your shtick is sort of important. Yo, Northern Colorado auditors. I mean, what can I do to maybe pass a little bit of time? I mean, maybe we can look up some videos. Maybe we can do that. Let's see here. Let's hit subscriptions. Let's see who's doing what right now. Let's see. We got Time to Stand Jersey doing some. Blind Justice is doing a live stream. Let's just take a quick look at this.
They have gotten mistreated with that woman cop. Have been talking mad shit because
we found
she was the one that started putting her fucking flashlight in my face. When she started putting her flashlight in my face, I told her what she was doing was illegal.
Give him a thumbs up.
And then the older cop, black gentleman, started putting his fucking spotlight in my face.
Let's see here.
And using his flashlight.
Keeps telling me he has ideas for me. I think he's toying with me.
Yeah, see, here we go again. You're trying to blind the fuck out of me. Alright, that's a little bit better. Yeah, so it's probably an over-occupancy thing, but hey, Bunny Boots, what's up, buddy?
Okay.
I still have yet to watch that video with you and Felipe Hemming from earlier.
So, but the cop. Okay, so
I'm standing here behind this pole because I can only block out one light. Tell me which one is brighter, the one on the roof?
Oh man, that's bullshit. But what's going on here?
I say the one on the roof is far brighter than the one on the spotlight. So yeah,
what the cop is doing here are trying to blind the camera with the lights. At least he's blinding out the one that's
not to get any contact by any police officers, but I'm pretty sure after this is
go
over
through
with,
your 20-minute video, it gets funny at a certain point. Okay, let's look up Real Jingy.
Because if he starts talking his bullshit, I'm gonna fucking tell him about photography and how it's not a crime.
Okay, did I? Real Jingy. I'm pretty sure it's probably this one. Real Jingy, tell me which video do I need to look at? That's okay. Comical. Okay, let's take a look at this one.
This is largely about placing a pebble in a person's shoe.
Hey, how's it going, officer?
I'm here to show you how to take photos of snowflakes.
I'm asking if you are taking pictures of PD. Yeah. It's kind of suspicious.
The assumptions that we make are very important. A lot of times when we engage in these conversations, there are things that we just assume about the person that we're talking to.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't have that on.
Usually you're okay. But if you get deep into a conversation, you start hitting roadblocks, you might want to revisit these assumptions.
This time of night, people
I understand. I'm just gathering content for a story. I'm not doing nothing against the law or anything.
I understand. It's suspicious.
I'll start with the word epistemology because it's an intimidating word. It simply means the study of knowledge. It's the study of how people come to know the things that they claim to know.
So, it's for a story?
Yeah. Hey, can I get your name, sir?
Officer Crowder.
Okay, what's your badge number? I can't see the badge number.
3906.
Okay.
But
what about you, officer?
Are you like with the cop blocker stuff?
What's your name, sir?
Are you with the cop blocker stuff?
Can I have your name, sir?
It's right here.
What's your badge number? It just says police officer. It doesn't say
1348. Just filming? I mean, what's it for? What story is it?
I'm just gathering content for a story, sir.
What story? We're not trying to be hidden. We're just curious. I mean, because it's our
not bad on the editing.
We don't want anybody breaking into our police department, our fire department. Yeah. You know, we'll make sure everybody's safe. So.
Yeah.
This is largely about placing a pebble in a person's shoe.
Just trying to figure out, you know, I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're taking pictures.
Well, I'm just taking pictures of the public.
Okay. That's fine. But, I mean, you gotta understand the time of night. All right, it's what, almost 11 o'clock? Yeah, almost 11 o'clock. Kind of weird. Somebody looks like you're casing our police station, fire station.
I'm interested in what you believe. I'm not here to tell you what I think you should believe.
There's a lot of stories where officers get ambushed. There's even been stories where people, you know, ambush a police station. So you gotta understand, it looks a little suspicious, right?
How confident are you in this belief on a scale from 0 to 100?
I don't want to talk to you anymore, sir.
Okay.
Is that probable cause to contact me?
Well, actually it is. I do. Because
suspicious person is not probable cause.
It is. It's suspicious activity.
How confident are you in this belief on a scale from 0 to 100?
So can I go and see your driver's license?
Nice
ID,
tie-in with the
No, that's right.
Well, you're a suspicious person.
This is largely
You
about
definitely got
placing
some
a
skill
pebble
on
in a
sort
person's
of like doing a
shoes.
video directing kind of thing.
And that's not a law.
But
That's not a crime I broke.
That gives me reasonable suspicion to contact you. So I'm asking, can I see your driver's license or any proof, ID, anything like that?
That's all right, sir.
All right.
I'm in a public space.
Okay.
So, you know, unless I've committed a crime, I'm not going to ID.
Just a suspicious person.
Questions rule the day. We're always asking questions to please explain to me how you concluded that this is true.
All right, no, but
I told you I'm gathering content for a story.
I know.
Filming fire station number 1, the public building. That's all I'm doing.
I understand.
I'm not breaking any laws.
And I'm completely fine with that.
All right.
But I need to ID you, so if something happens later, I can say who was here doing it.
I'm a concerned citizen.
And I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. But I'm just asking you for an ID or a driver's license because you are a suspicious person.
Okay.
The activity
in
you're
public.
Doing, yeah, but the activity you're doing is suspicious.
Okay.
It looks like
suspicious person is not breaking
But it
the law.
looks like you're casing my police department.
This is largely about placing a pebble in a person's shoe.
Is that correct?
What?
Suspicious person is not breaking the law.
No, but it gives me reasonable suspicion. It gives me reasonable suspicion.
I'll skip a little bit here in a sec. But I do got a comment. Dr. Peterson is quite the interesting professor, especially for what he's standing up on. The issue of being imprisoned because of not saying certain words. In fact, actually what's interesting is the law that was passed over in Canada, they're trying to pass over in California. I think actually they did sort of pass it or something like that. I'm not 100% sure over there. But, yeah, he's got some very interesting stances, and it's quite interesting how he has taken a stand for something he believes in, and it's actually projected to him and what he's able to speak upon on other stuff further out there. Do you watch a lot of First Amendment videos, i.e. street preachers and such? When I have a chance to, yes, I do watch like the street preacher videos. Those can be quite interesting. While I do not agree with like some of their stances and stuff like that, the rights exercises and the confrontations between them and the cops over their civil rights exercises is quite interesting. I think she's probably commenting about how everybody freaks out about Jordan Peterson and how they don't like the fact that he's just so big and controversial and all that. Well, how he's like not really controversial. There's only one thing they're really going after him on. Well, actually two things, because he's been also going heavy on the biology stuff. Let's see here. Let's skip to right about here.
We're dedicated to enduring peace.
Over here. Do you guys, are you gonna hang out here? You want to go to the front, or what do you want to do?
No, we're gonna be leaving. We're gonna be leaving.
Well, I'm saying, I'm fixing to leave.
We're heading that way.
Okay. If you still want to talk to the supervisor, I'm asking, do you want to stay here? Do you want to go to the front, or where do you want to go?
Oh, I'll just stay right here. That's all right.
Cool.
I mean, if I'm free to go, then I'm gonna leave. But
Well, no, I'm not saying you're free to go.
okay. Am I being detained, or am I free to go?
You're detained.
Okay. And what
For
law have I
suspicious
broken?
activity.
I like doing this. This is that scale where we ask a person, how sure are you on a scale from 0 to 100 that this belief is true?
And suspicious activity is a law that has been broken.
No, but that allows me to conduct an investigation.
Okay.
And while conducting my investigation.
And now that you know that I'm not breaking a law, after you contact me, you should be okay, sir. You should be free to go. You're not breaking a law. So
But
have a nice
your
day.
suspicious activity allows me to ID.
Okay. All right.
How sure are you on a scale from 0 to 100 that this belief is true.
Well, I'm gonna stay here and talk to the lieutenant.
Okay. Well, we'll sit here. I can sit here and wait all night. That's fine.
Me too. You know, we don't carry any ID on us, so.
Well, you know that's against the law.
No, it isn't. Sir, no, it isn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but I have a YouTube channel, so when I post this, the people are going to see everything you're saying.
Oh, I understand.
And I know that you're allowed to lie to the public.
No.
You're not going to be able to fool me. I'm just letting you know.
Well, I'm saying, if you fail to carry any ID on you,
it's a good way to mark and identify something that you want to show to the crowd.
Your ID and you don't have it on you.
No, for me, I'm sort of confused on when you're using
there's other ways around it. There's other ways around it.
Well, no.
I got my focus sort of split here.
If you fail to display to an officer for it, yeah, I mean, that's against the law. It's a Class C misdemeanor ticket that you can be arrested and put in jail for.
All right.
And I like to ask them, what reason drives your confidence the most?
This is not stopping ID, sir. This is not Nazi Germany.
I'm not stopping you, just IDs.
No, we're just on the sidewalk, in public, and you came to us. We didn't come to you, you came to us.
I came to you because of the suspicious activity.
All right, I'm going to be filing a police report against you.
Okay. A police report or a formal complaint?
A formal complaint.
Okay, that's fine. As soon as my lieutenant gets here,
this is illegal. You said I'm being detained, so this is illegal detainment.
No,
I have not, you know, broken
it's not
any
illegal
law.
detainment.
Yes,
We conduct an
it is.
investigation
It's
based off suspicious activity.
Okay, well, how is it suspicious? I'm in public on a sidewalk.
I've already told you.
This is what people do on a sidewalk. They walk.
It looks like you're casing up my police car.
Ohio,
I'll assure you, on a scale from 0 to 100, that this belief is true.
All right.
To me, that is what it looks like.
Okay,
that is suspicious activity.
And I like to ask them, what reason drives your confidence the most?
Well, I'll have the lieutenant set you straight. He'll tell you, hey, they're not breaking the law. They're not doing anything wrong.
And that's fine. That's fine.
I've been in this situation many times.
I believe you 110%. So if you want to file a formal complaint, that's fine.
Which I will.
Okay. That is completely fine with me, sir. We'll not be the first, and we'll not be the last.
Well, it should be the last. You should, learn to interact with the public, and
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Let's sort of check out the final part here. You got
person's shoe.
My thoughts on Terry v. Ohio lately have been it's reasonable for, let's see, at the time, place, but so many laws have been passed since then it becomes unreasonable. Yeah, Terry v. Ohio, it's still actually pretty strong. It becomes now verbal judo kind of thing. So I have them all over the internet, and I have not bothered checking in your Peterson. Great that you're asking the right questions. I want to see if I can introduce the concepts of scale from 0 to 100, fear threat scale, how fearful. Well, maybe I'll have a chance to put that to test in a trial function, maybe, real Jingy. Because I think you and someone else keeps making that comment on on the scale of 0 to 100, what's your fear level and all that crap. That would be good ones to throw at the officers, I think, especially if they're on the witness stand. Jordan Peterson, he's quite the interesting thing, and that's real zingy. That is the watch URL right there, so you can check that out. You said you had something on Peterson on here. Let's see here. Chart, calling for kangaroo. Let's, I don't think that's Peterson. But let's look up something for Jordan Peterson real fast, actually. Jordan Peterson is actually, yeah. There we go. He's quite the interesting guy. Let's see it. Let's see him actually, like, in a... Let's see. Protest. I want to do the one. Okay, yeah. Professor Jordan Peterson, sworn by... This one's really
I want to go talk to Peterson.
So...
Peterson, do you have...
let's see. I have one on Peterson, but I'm Oh, okay. But I'm working on a piece with him. Okay, cool. That's excellent. Let's see. But
any comments on the Nazi presence at your protest? The presence of Nazis and white supremacists assaulting people at your protest.
Here.
Any comment on that?
Yeah, I don't like Nazis.
Then why are you?
Why were they here?
Well, how can I answer
Are there views in alignment with yours?
At some point, you
I
have to
think
realize.
that's a foolish question. Look, if you want to know what my views are,
I've watched all of your videos. Yes.
Including
yes, I have.
then why would you ask such a question?
Because this is my interpretation of your videos.
Apparently,
all of the people who arranged the protest against you watched all of your videos.
It's like, do you want to disavow?
I have 150 videos on YouTube.
No, your lectures, which sparked the debate.
Okay.
Do you want to disavow the support?
Could you let me talk to her for a moment?
Don't call me that, please.
So, I have 150 lectures on YouTube. There's 500 hours of my views.
Do you really think that you're worth all of that time?
So look, I will answer your question, okay? I've studied Nazism for a very long time. It's been 4 decades, and I understand it very well. And I can tell you that there's some awful people lurking in the corners, and they're ready to come out. And if the radical left keeps pushing the way
that sounds very much like a
they're
threat.
going to come.
That sounds very much like a
threat.
threat. That sounds very much like a threat. Would you like to disavow the physical violence? Trans people were physically assaulted at this rally in your name. Would you like to disavow that violence?
Yes.
So you wish that didn't happen, and you want to, and I'm going to post this online, that you would like people to not to be more accommodating of trans people and people of color at your events in future.
I would like there to be no violence.
I'm a person of color, and I felt very accommodating here. I felt like my voice. Thank you very much.
I'm also former Muslim, and I feel like this guy's
I'm a person of color.
You wanted to disavow. You wanted to disavow, and this is the disavowal. I am not an advocate of violence. I'm speaking out the way I'm speaking out because I think this is a route to no violence. And violence is lurking. And you can say that that sounds like a threat.
There was no violence at our protest, though. There was violence at your protest. So what does that say about our views?
It's not my protest. You know, asking me continually freighted questions isn't very helpful if you actually want to have a dialogue. You have no idea if I'm your enemy. You have no idea about me.
You won't use my pronouns, so I'm pretty sure you're my enemy, yes.
Yeah, well, I know you think that, but I don't believe that using your pronouns is going to do you any good in the long run. I think it'll do quite the contrary.
What the?
Is that your medical opinion?
What, is that your medical opinion? Like, you are aware that non-binary people are valid in the American Psychological Association.
Is that your opinion?
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's about non-binary pronouns.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm saying that that's
Did
what
you
I'm
come to
about.
the rally? Were you there when I spoke?
Yeah, I've been here for this whole thing.
Okay, well, I don't know that. It's a genuine question. Look, I think that's what's happening is that we're pushing over a line we shouldn't cross. The newest legislation is requiring people to use.
But you are aware that that's being put in place so that we can't get fired. We need to be written into the Canada human rights legislation, or we can be fired for our gender identity.
I'm not aware of that.
Well, then why'd you make a fucking video about it? I've been denied housing as a trans person. These rights would protect me.
Denied housing?
I've been denied housing.
From the state or for the open market? So have you been denied housing, like, from the government?
It's illegal either way if we had human rights.
From the government?
Or
have you tried to get a house like everybody else and they said, no, you're weird, you can't work? No, if the state has done that, that's a problem.
They said,
but if someone doesn't want to live with you, that's their right.
They said, no, you're trans. Really so no, if I had human rights, that wouldn't have fucking happened.
Yeah, you're weird. I don't want to live with schizophrenic
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, in Canada, what they were just talking about, that is law. That is law in Canada. It was passed in the for the Human Rights Tribunal thing or something like that. I'm surprised I actually don't really know about it, Lady Zaga. I would really recommend looking at specifically what made Jordan Peterson stand up. You should be able to find the thing. Actually, might be in his wiki real fast. Jordan Peterson. Probably misspelled it, but yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me look up the specific thing. Studied career work, critiques political correctness. Here. Oh, wait. Scroll down. To amend, let's see here. The person released the first 3 parts. He stated that his objection to the bill was based on the potential free speech implications if the criminal code was amended, as he claimed it could be prosecuted under the provincial human rights law if he refused to call a transsexual student or faculty member by the individual's preferred pronoun. And this was, I think, is this it? Yeah. Bill C-16, 2016 is law passed by the Canadian Parliament. Introduction May 17, 2016. And this is specifically what he was protesting. Highlight this. Brilliant. Yeah. How should I put it? This is legislation that was passed in Canada. Now, Canada has very similar constitution to the United States, though it's not the exact same. There is many key differences. And the freedom of speech in Canada is not as strong as it is here in the United States, or as liberal. In fact, the United States probably has one of the strongest free speech laws in the world at this point. But in this kind of situation, this was forcing government employees to forced to use gender pronouns specifically with that, and there was like up to 32 added ones on top of the general like male and female. What's quite interesting is when you apply for an Oregon driver's license or an ID, they actually have 3 options for gender. You have male, female, and then other, I think it was, or X. Something wrong with that? Well, when it comes down to it, you're forcing speech out of someone. Well, out of a government employee in this case, for a situation on the issue. Now, I am sort of mixed on this specific issue because, in a way, if you don't do it, you're gonna be put in jail. You'll be fined, fired, and thrown in jail, kind of thing. It really crosses a line kind of issue when you're looking at fines and jail time over forced speech. He's really good on the Joe Rogan show too. I have his book, but I haven't read it yet. I haven't read his book at all. I haven't really had time. Maybe if I get a chance to catch it, an audiobook or something like that, maybe I'll listen to it when I have some time. Yeah, there's like 30 some types of genders now. It's like, wow. And the thing is how is someone supposed to remember that? All of those. And especially with every individual person that they're dealing with. Especially if they don't look it. I have a hard time personally with names, where I have to sit there and I will need to redo it several times. Several interactions with a person, maybe I'll start remembering their name. And I have my ways of sort of dealing with that situation. I'm getting around with that sort of memory lapse issue. But still, nonetheless, I do have that problem. And let's say I worked for the government and I had to deal with this. This would be very detrimental on that part. But yeah, this is law in Canada. And Jordan Peterson was standing up against this because he viewed it as a violation of freedom of speech. Because it falls in an issue of forced speech. Not censorship stopping you from speaking. No, this is you must say this kind of thing. It's sort of a little bit opposite in the other direction of what we're sort of fear of dealing with here in the United States of not being able to have speech. In this case, it's saying, no, you have to speak this way. I just act stupid around that situation so they think I'm clueless. Yeah, you can do that too. No boxer, every politician feels the need to have their name on the law. That's how they climb the ladder. Yeah, that is true. I mean, look at the Affordable Health Care Act, aka Obamacare. His name's on it. As is, it's sort of, I mean, when you have sort of name recognition or you have something that is in your name, when you're trying to climb the political ranks, that does help in a way. When people try to engage him, yeah, it's very interesting. Jordan Peterson is a really good debater. He is really good. That's one of the reasons why I actually sit down, well, I'll listen to some of his debates and speeches, is because he's very well spoken. He's very good at debating. Overall, you can learn. Even if you don't agree with his politics, you can learn something from him. If someone I don't agree with ideologically with, but they're really good at talking and debating, I will listen to him. Because you can learn how well they're able to deal with a debate or how to improve your own speaking capabilities. I'm always trying to improve my ability to speak or communicate with others. I still suck at it, in my opinion. Though a lot of people say I'm good, I say I'm not there yet. I'm not to a level that I'm satisfied with. And even then, I should never be satisfied with that. It's something I should be striving to continually improve. Just when in doubt, just look confused. Yeah, that can work. He's fucking, let's see, listens to what people says. That is all we can do that. We all can do that. Yeah. I mean, part of the thing is You need to listen to what your opposition... That is why I'm open for, like, blood sports. Internet blood sports. It is literally you and the other person arguing. And in order to have a really good blood sport is to listen to your opposition and then have a good comeback with that. His 12 rules for life. Yeah, I've heard a few of those. It's quite interesting. Of course, what's funny is the make your bed thing. That was quite entertaining kind of thing. Mr. Medicore does a really good thing sort of addressing the whole cringy part, but the reason why it's there. I have a good start where you can say it. You should always be able to argue both sides of an issue to have a firm grasp of it. Exactly. That's part of the reason why I go into places and I will debate people like on Reddit and stuff like that. If I get someone in a thing or someone takes a problem with my stance on something like that, I will sit there and say, okay, and I'll sit there and get involved in debates. Now, does it work all the time? No, some people just ignore you and all that stuff. In fact, actually, I have a good example. Oh, crap. How many YouTube videos did this kick off?
Get this on recording, Fred.
Okay, well, actually, you know, I should talk about this here in a little bit. Okay, not this one. Let me pull this up here. Because I made a comment yesterday on the Eugene subreddit. And, I mean, I got downvoted to oblivion. Well, it got it downvoted to oblivion because people don't necessarily agree with it. I'm of the stance of not agreeing with part of it, but you'll see why. You'll see why. And in fact, it was a subject of this morning's thing. This morning, well, last night, I posted this. PSA, walkout for gun control is tomorrow. Because I was going, you know, when is that student walkout kind of thing? I kept forgetting about it. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, well, I threw this out there, and it's actually sitting even. But I don't agree. I'm actually on the pro-gun side of things. You heard me on Strategic Noncompliance. Me and Mike Blue Hair talk about our stances on this subject. But nonetheless, I thought it was wise to give this information out there, so this way people understood that, hey, this is happening. Plus, also, I wanted to have more of a chance to talk with and interview people in the morning. Now, obviously, some people, they're upset with the kind of thing. Let's see here. This person would say, while I don't necessarily think the walkout will be effective, the students are citizens of the United States. All U.S. citizens have the right to peacefully assemble and redress their government. Redress their grievances with the government. They also have a right to freedom of association as well. Therefore, I support their walkout, even though I don't fully agree with why they are doing it. And I have the same stance on that issue. And, of course, Holy War's Punishment's got some sort of hard-on for me, along with a few others on here. So you're super concerned about minor technicalities of law enforcement in regards to being a pain in the ass, filming in public to provoke people. But now you want to help spread the message of anti-Second Amendment protesting that actually is far more realistic threat towards our constitutional rights. Yeah, real Mr. Freedom Lover here, totally not about your weird daddy issues with law enforcement. Of course, I had a pretty good comeback. Maybe I want to film something interesting tomorrow. I wonder if that other group still plans on open carrying and counter-protest. Actually, the open carrying counter-protest thing, well, the open carry part was just me just throwing some more fuel on the fire to see what I could come up with. And, of course, it sparked some further interesting discussions further in. But you can find this on the Eugene subreddit if you guys really want to have fun reading all that stuff. BB, why did you cut off comments today? Because Mike Blue Hair made the order on that part because it was upsetting Felipe Hemming. And as is, strategic noncompliance is one of the few exceptions, well, is pretty much the few exceptions I make when it comes to censoring the chat entirely. And that's going to be up to Mike Blue Hair on making that call. And we have made the agreement that any further anytime we do that again, the entire, well, what the chats will be shut down both on mine and his channels. Of course, Twitter, not Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, Twitch, Periscope, and Mixer. I can't control the, shut down the comments on those specifically, but I can shut them from showing up on the screen. We came to that, made sure that agreement was dealt with, and we've spoken. Me and Mike Blue Hair spoken further on the issue, but he does know my moderation policy. Outside of that, if I'm hosting and having people on my thing, and they get upset at the comments section, or the live chat, they have to deal with it or leave. That is my stance on that part. Strategic non-compliance is the opposite, because that is a co-dependent live stream. That is me and Mike Blue Hair working together. I'll leave him making the calls because he does the recruiting and getting the majority of the people in for interviews. So that's how that works. Let's see, through that line in our comments before they, are the comments before they got pulled up on, the comments before the shutdown are still available on the live stream footage. If you watch the screen, on the left hand side of the strategic line compliance, you'll see the chats up until the point where I cut it off. So this way you can see what happened in the progression. But yeah, the thing is it's a co-partner, it's a partnered live stream. Me and Mike Blue Hair work together. I handle the tech, I handle the public Q&A. He handles getting the interviewees and lining that stuff up, and he does the general initial questioning and interview with the guests that he brings on. And of course, if we don't have anybody, or it's a half show of the interview, me and him will go back and forth for another hour, depending on the time schedule and all that stuff. Blather not ye who makes sense. But yeah, that as is. It was his call to have the chat shut down. I went ahead and respected that thing. We have that agreement set up. So I clarified that actually at the start of this stream, and hopefully you guys will understand that aspect. But as it is outside of strategic non-compliance, it's still free for all as long as it stays within terms of service. Just keep in mind, Twitch. They have a little bit more stringent on the chats, and so if I gotta moderate heavily on, moderate something on the Twitch side of things, I will. At some point, it may become dependent where I have to do it on, obey Twitch terms of services on all the chats because they show up on the screen. But I'm gonna wait for Twitch to come at me and say, hey, yo, you need to do this, cover that issue. I'll let them come to me on that one, so this way I can know specifically what I need to deal with. And Twitch, you better let me know if you have an offense with the chat. So I'm gonna need you guys to come and tell me what the hell's messed up. You need to have that good dialogue going. Cooperation instead of competition. Yep. Well, I mean, as is, me and Mike Blue Hair, we're of differing political opinions. I'm centrist. He's more anarchist kind of thing. But we get along. We have our political disagreements and stuff like that. I think we sort of mentioned that a couple of times. Talked about our disagreements, but we work together. Is there an issue? No, there's not an issue between me and him. Now, as I said, more or less, it's me having to teach Mike Blue Hair how to use and understand the tech that we are using. There's a lot of stuff under the hood that I use to make this work. Well, make strategic non-compliance work. Even just this live stream, there's a decent amount of stuff under the hood that makes it work. Did you ever see the case of Ryan Waller? That name rings a bell. Wasn't that the guy who got shot by the cops because he refused to disarm and his camera watch caught all of that? Let's see. Republic, love your work. Yeah. As is, I try to do all the stuff. I mean, keep an eye on stuff. And if there's any like future protests and stuff like that, I plan on showing up and doing a live stream of it, ask questions, interview people on the side, like I did this morning. I'll try to keep an eye on that stuff, the local stuff. I'm not going to catch all of it. I don't have all the ears and feelers in the right spots to catch all of it. But if I can, I'll try to do it. If it's not uploading your own audits, please. Oh, come on. Yeah. I'm not going to screw any animals. Though I do get a sort of a chuckle out of the comment there. Let's see. Now, let's see. He got shot in the head, but was a suspect, so they take him in for an interview in the... Wait, after he got shot in the head? That's interesting. I'll see about looking that one up a little bit later, if I remember it. So, as is, I got quite a bit on my plate. As is, there's some stuff I need to catch up on news-wise. Let's see. Ryan was 10, 19... Okay. Bot channels suck. Yeah, well, this channel is not botted, really. I do have a bot, but it would be used to communicate the needs or other additional information or something like that. Or maybe throw in some witty stuff here and there. Ryan Waller interrogation full. Well, let's actually, you know what, let's go ahead and do a quick look at that. Where are we at? My back's starting to hurt. Okay, 38 minutes, so I've probably been going for almost 2 hours, so we'll do a quick look at this Ryan Waller thing here. Ryan Waller... let's narrow that down. Shooting. That's a common name. Shooting.
Young man was shot in the face, and that's why they have a police car in handcuffs for up to 6 hours.
I knew something was wrong. Just had that gut feeling.
Don Waller was worried sick when his son Ryan didn't show up for Christmas dinner. So he asked police to do a welfare check.
The officers checked the house and found a woman deceased on the couch.
Police also found Waller's 18-year-old son.
It appeared he had some injuries in his facial area. It appeared he possibly had been the victim of an assault.
We see them walk out with somebody in handcuffs who looked like my son, but it's nighttime and I could see this person, the side of their face was pretty mangled, and they put him in the back of a police car.
According to the father, his son sat in the back of a police car without medical treatment. Fire dispatch records indicate a unit was sent at 1:30 in the morning to verify the
Came out of the house later on and drove down the street and never once went and looked at my son that was sitting in the police car.
Why wasn't he transported to for medical attention?
I don't know if he was treated initially at the scene. I know the fire department went to the scene for the young lady.
According to fire record,
have done this. As for the young man, 18-year-old, he is listed in critical condition, and his father tells us he's listed day to day.
My goodness, maybe I missed it, but who is this woman who was deceased on the couch?
According to police records, her name is Heather Kwan. She was a 21-year-old female, and that was the girlfriend of this young man, Waller. Dropped off those pictures moments ago and said that even if he did look badly beaten, he should have been given some medical attention. Now, as far as the investigation into this shooting, well, detectives are still combing the scene looking for any clues and are...
Waller was taken into custody for questioning and told police that Carver had shot both of them. After hours of questioning, Waller was taken to the hospital where a surgeon had to remove both of his eyes because of the gunshot wound he sustained.
And
holy cow, he lost both eyes because of that. Wow. Oh. Man, that is bad. That... I can't believe... That is messed up right there. Sad to say, nothing surprised me anymore. Yeah. The brown bag challenge thing, I want to have a backup camera person for that. As is, that is best done from 2 different angles, in my opinion. I don't have anybody that's in the area that's able to really help me on that issue right now. Maybe a little bit later or something like that. I can get another cop watcher or something like that to come down and do that. But yeah, I want to do a brown bag. St. Patrick's Day would probably be a great time to do it. But I think it would be better if I just do bar hopping and just keep an eye on the cops and all that stuff. But yeah, that's horrifying. Lost both of his eyes because of the shooting and because he did not get immediate medical attention after the police showed up. They wanted to question him. They questioned him for 6 hours when he needed medical treatment. Yeah. I'm very curious. Is there... Let's see. 2006. Waller shooting condition confusing... Is there anything really new about that? Was involved fatal shooting. Shot in the head. Cop shoot. No, innocent independent. I'm not seeing any like update. Is there? Yo, let's see here. Torture kept him in the car for 6. Yeah. Let's see. Awoke. Family dog barking. Lights. Open records requests included all audio transcripts. Trying to see if there's any like. Seemed standoffish, but reluctantly placed the gun in the trunk of the car. Including the report. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do maybe some further research to see if there's any like a civil case filed, if there's an outcome on that part. No, this is something different. Yeah, because there's not much information here. There's no Wikipedia article on it either that would have citations. Let's see, he talks about the case with the police. Oh, let's see, Mr. Waller is speaking on Susan Band's channel. Yeah. What case law on withholding medical attention from a victim? Oh yeah, so says all good old people for... Well, that's quite interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more looking into this maybe a little bit later on if it sort of does pique my interest, because I am really curious about the this situation and how it was resolved, if it was ever resolved on that. Yeah, but as is, let's see here. Where am I at on live stream in total? I think I'm past. Yeah, I'm approaching that 2-hour mark. My back's starting to go nuts. I've been doing chair all day. Not really healthy for my back. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, guys. On all this, I got some stuff I need to catch up on, news and all that stuff. Is there any final words you want to part with or anything like that? I'll wait another like a minute or two here so you can get it typed out. Let's see. Cops think if he can't see, he can't identify them. A possibility, I don't know. Well, he probably couldn't see at all. Mr. Walker, his channel is the Waller family. Okay, I'll try to check that out. Thank you for that information on that Lady Zaga. That's definitely an interesting thing. Maybe me and Mike Bluehair will actually have a special strategic non-compliance. We'll sort of go over it. Does this guy get PD for a lawsuit? I don't know. We don't. From my just quick look, it doesn't look like there's anything on there. Yeah, I'll try to check out the interview, but as I said, I got other stuff I got to catch up on too, other news that I want to make sure to deal with. So I'm not sure how quick I'll be hitting that up. Oh yeah, no problem, Blind Justice. Yeah, just peeking over real fast. I was being bored and just seeing how things were going. Hopefully you got some extra thumbs up and quick looks at your channel from other people, man. As I said, I try to subscribe to all the small ones and all this stuff as soon as I get them on my radar. So hopefully they do a live stream or get a video up that I might magically catch or whatever. Get it on there. Waller is responding tonight. Okay, well, I'll try to keep an eye on that then. But as I said, I'm pretty pooped. I've been active all day. Haven't really had much time to rest, so, or relax or anything like that. So, and I definitely overdue for a nap. All right, guys. Well, you all have a good night. Thanks for being on the stream. Hopefully, I alleviated the issues and confusions with the whole chat policy with strategic non-compliance. For a review of my video, 0 to 100, remember, I think on a 67, I will remember it. With 0 not remembering, 100 I'll remember. Night, everyone.